John Hartson and Chris Sutton foisted displeasure at Celtic's defeat, but now TalkSport, Jamie O'Hara, is questioning whether the fact that Celtic should even be allowed in the competition. Welcome back to Fog Football. The Celtic meltdown continues here, and we know you guys love it. Come on, Celtic fans, get in the comments. Come on, tell us how Rangers have only existed for 11 years. Come on, tell us. Come on, tell us about how many quadruple trophies you've got. Come on, because we don't care about winning trophies. It's all about bashing Rangers. But let's bash Celtic today, because Jamie O'Hara, I totally agree with the guy. They shouldn't be in it. No, I disagree with him, to be perfectly honest. He says it's pretty pathetic viewing. Now, let's be real, right? Celtic in Europe this season, take away that 6-0, I would honestly describe it as unlucky, but it's still not good enough. Feyenoord, honestly, after that first half, they probably should have been 1-0 up, but here, they lost that game. I'm not going to make too many claims that they deserved much out of that, but here, when you go down the 9 men, it's going to be tough. Make no mistake about it, right? Game 2, against Lazio, should have won, right? The Palma goal got disallowed, rightfully. You could argue it's a bit unlucky, but anyway, got disallowed. And then conceding the last minute of the game with that Pedro header absolutely sunk them. Against Atletico Madrid, again, I think they probably should have won, but they drew 2 each. But again, I think they should have won, but at the same time, in the second half, Atletico were much better than them, but it was kind of vice versa. Maybe a draw was the fair result. While Atletico Madrid, that's just like a team like, a superpower, because Atletico Madrid are a superpower. I'm going to defend Celtic here, they are, but is there any excuse to get pumped 6-0? Probably not. I mean, they didn't offer anything going forward, and if you're offering nothing going forward, then you need to make sure you do not concede many at the back. But Celtic, sadly for them, conceded 6. But let's go into O'Hara's comments. He says, it's pretty pathetic viewing, actually. Is there any point in Celtic being in the Champions League? They're not improving. Jamie O'Hara questions, what's the point of Celtic being in the Champions League? So, right. Then he went on to talk about, he said they should go through the qualifying rounds. They shouldn't have to go through the qualifying rounds. If the Scottish coefficient, right, is high enough for us to get a team automatically into the Champions League, then why should we have to go through qualifying rounds? Because some people, like this prick, who supports Tottenham and have won fucking nothing since like 1961, anything relevant anyway, why should Scottish teams have to jump through hoops because some leagues think they're we're too shite? Let's be real, right? Say England dropped down the coefficients, because I remember Arsenal playing Fenerbahce, and it used to be this way, where the 4th place team in England had to go through the final, the playoff round. Now, realistically, Arsenal are probably, in terms of compared to the rest of the leagues, are probably too good for the playoff round, but you still have to go through it. That's how the coefficients work. We can't just give teams a fucking bye because whether or not you think they're good or whether you think they're bad, right? That's just the reality of it. Celtic deserve to be in the Champions League as much as any other team. Celtic deserve to be in the Champions League more than a team that finishes 4th in one of the top 5 leagues. That's just the reality of it. It's called the fucking Champions League, troops. Champions League. I think the Champions League, you've got 32 spots in it, right? Yes, they're increasing it to 36 next season. I get that. I think the top 16 leagues should have the champions in it. I think that should be the case. I think the top 16 leagues in Europe, the champions should automatically qualify, go straight through to the group stage. Because it's not the Champions League. It's it's the winners of the top 8 leagues, or 7 leagues, bearing your coefficient in mind, then the second. It should be the Champions League in here. That may decrease so the quality of the Champions League, because you would be letting lesser leagues in, but then it would improve the quality of the Europa League and the Conference League as well. All 3 would benefit. Now, albeit yes, the Conference League, I kind of like the way it is right now, where lesser teams do have a chance, but we can't pick and choose which teams deserve to be in the Champions League. End of the day, Celtic won, right? Celtic won the league and they get in automatically. Same last year, right? They won it. You know what? He's talking about qualifiers. Rangers won their qualifiers last year and got absolutely trounced in the group stages. So honestly, it's just TalkSport going for clickbait and trying to get Scottish football fans, and in this case Celtic, to react to it. But to be honest, they're totally wrong. There's a lot more to talk about. They were burying Celtic quite a lot, but Rangers beat Sparta Prague. Rangers have been really good in Europe over recent years, bar that Champions League campaign, and you know what? They have praised them, But at the same time, like, they just look down in Scottish football like it's fucking mincemeat. They really do. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts down below, and until next time, peace.